PushGapRadio.com, Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth.
You don't know what happened?
No, what
You
happened?
know the Diddy trial. The verdict came in.
What happened?
Life.
No.
Yep.
You lying.
Nah, bro. They said that they convicted him on everything.
You lying.
Yes, bro. They
You
said
lying. Hold on, I gotta
5
Google
cases.
It. You be playing.
Yeah, I do be playing, but
You
I'm
be
serious.
playing.
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
Okay, I'm playing now.
Man, fuck all. I just wanted to call you and tell you the sorriest motherfucking lawyer I've ever met.
Oh? Excuse me?
I need to know how the fuck is P. Diddy getting out of here before me? All I did was piss on a couple motherfucking kids. Nah, fuck that. P. Diddy had motherfuckers tied up in his basement, drugged up on baby oil, sleeping with his assistants that's men, watching motherfuckers touch his wife, doing all kind of some of the freakiest shit the motherfuckers in this industry and for years.
Robert, you have to calm down. Relax.
And they setting this motherfucker free.
You okay?
I need his motherfucking lawyer. I just wanted to call and let you know, bitch, you are fired.
Hello? Diddy. Boy, ain't no damn way. Ain't no damn way. Man, I don't know who the hell your lawyer is. But man, come on, bro. Them folks let your ass out. Man, I don't know. You know what? I can't even judge. I don't know what went on. But from the stuff we done see, ain't no goddamn way them folks let you out. Ain't no damn way that you were found not guilty, Diddy. Boy, they about to have so many damn baby all parties and shit around here. Man, boy, I woke up this morning, all thing I seen, not guilty. I'm like, boy, I know damn well, I know he done did some stuff that we done seen. Bro, we seen it for our own eyes. You told Cassie ass up. We saw that. Now, that right there, you should have been guilty for that. Now, ain't no damn way. Whoever your damn lawyer is, they must, you know what? Whoever the damn judge and the damn verdict, all them people there, whoever they is, they had to be at your damn party. Ain't no damn way. Bro, I ain't against you, bro. Nigga can't even talk to you. Nigga can't even talk to you about stuff. Bro, I'm just saying, bro, all I'm saying is, bro, that they let you get away with it, they gonna let everybody else get away with it. That's all I'm saying, bro.
A lot of shit going on in the world. You know, the verdict came down today on the Diddy trial. Sex racketeering charge. No, they couldn't get Combs on that shit. Told y'all Diddy wasn't doing no damn racketeering, man. Y'all got to understand the game that these folks were trying to play with us. Oh, man, he got a Rico. Diddy ain't got no damn Rico. Diddy ain't selling no motherfucking dope. Diddy ain't doing nothing illegal. On the corporate side of the game, was he fucking hoes? You damn right he was. Was he paying them? You damn right he was. That's what he was charged with. Charged with prostitution. Yeah, said he was transporting prostitutes. That's horse ass to me. That's Uber Skeets type of shit to me. I really want to know, but one thing watching this trial, man, it's taught us one universal thing, man. And that one thing is, we might be freaky, but we ain't Diddy freaky, though. You know what I'm saying? I bet you ain't Diddy freaky.
So Diddy found not guilty of all charges.
I'm going to his welcome home party. She could have been blew the whistle, man. Yeah, free Diddy.
It's on you, nephew. Take that top card. When I die, I want my last words to be, I did it.
Hey, welcome to Estevan TV. I'm at pushgapradio.com.
Pushgapradio.com. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. Pushgapradio.com. It's Dallas, baby.
PushGapRadio.com, Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Hey, from Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth, Pushgap Radio.
Ooh, girl, you can't hear how Dallas, Fort Worth works.
Goes a little something like this.
Shackleford.
Shackleford won in the main event with me, the Queen B, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Pushgap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
And it goes a little something like this.
PushGapRadio.com. We want to be your official Dallas internet station.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Welcome back to another edition of Shackleford 1 in the main event on PushGapRadios.com. Happy belated 4th of July to one and all. Like to just give that shout out, even though don't know if you just celebrate Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? So if that's how that goes down with you, that is what that is. Yeah, what's going down there in Philly with that garbage? Let me tell you a real quick story, then we're going to get into Diddy, because I can tell you one thing for sure. Two things for certain. Diddy dancing all the way to the house, Playboy. Free Diddy! What Diddy say? I want my last words to be, I did it! But real quick story. I'm from Gary, Indiana. My birthday is Christmas Day. 1967, 1968. I'll never forget it. The garbage men in Gary, Indiana went on strike. Well, they protested at City Hall in the summertime, like June or July. They laughed at them, kicked them out. The garbage men went on strike December 22nd at Christmas time. And in like 2 or 3 weeks, them people got a new contract. So you guys up there in Philly, keep fighting, man. That's what unions are for. But yeah, the Diddler, the Free Diddy welcome home party. I'm trying to be there with my boy Charlie White, you understand? Let my last words be that I did it. Plus, Diddy beat the feds. I've been to the Fed, fam. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been to the Fed. Diddy ass beat the feds. Got him for simple things. You know what's going on. Racketeering, conspiracy. This is what specifically he was charged with under federal law. Diddy beat the feds, Playboy. Racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, transportation to engage in prostitution, which violates the Mann Act. We're going to break that down later on in the program, so be looking out for that. But yeah, while he was acquitted of the more serious sex trafficking and racketeering charges, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, man. Like I said, Diddy dancing all the way to the house, comparing the boy to Nino Brown from New Jack City. You understand, when you beat him. But hey, you know, karma is a bitch. Now, we're going to break down a summary of the P. Diddy trial, presented to you by the phenomenal Mr. Philip Scott. Check it out.
So let's go on and get into it, ladies and gentlemen, by playing the video about the verdict.
On count 1, the racketeering conspiracy charge, Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, perhaps the most complicated charge for the jury to understand. The count 1 had provided for a number of predicate acts, but the jury does not have to get into that because they have found Sean Combs not guilty of leading a criminal enterprise, not guilty of racketeering conspiracy. They will now move to the other 4 counts, 2 of them on sex trafficking and on and we have not guilty now on count 2, which was sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of sex trafficking when it comes to his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. There was a real debate that the jury heard over the course of the last 2 months about consent and coercion and the complications of deciding when an 11-year relationship between Combs and Cassie Ventura may have become a criminal one. And the jury decided it was not criminal sex trafficking when Sean Combs committed what his attorneys freely admitted was domestic abuse, as you saw in that video. He has been found not guilty now on racketeering conspiracy, not guilty on sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura. He has been found guilty on count 3, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. He has also been found guilty on count 5, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. These charges carry a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison, so we do have a split verdict. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, not guilty of sex trafficking Cassandra Ventura, but he has been found guilty on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution. And we're waiting for one more count, the sex trafficking of Jane. And just now the jury has decided that Sean Combs is not guilty of sex trafficking his former girlfriend who testified under the pseudonym Jane. So the jury has now believed that the relationships that Sean Combs had with his former girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and a woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane, were not criminal, did not involve sex trafficking. All Sean Combs has been convicted of here is transportation for the purposes of prostitution. And Kira, those did seem to be the most evident crimes that Sean Combs committed.
Come on, man. Diddy ain't shit but a freak and a perv. Come on. How you gonna hold him for that? Okay. That's what he into. That's what he do. Some would call him a degenerate, but what are you into? Patrick Betts of Valuetainment breaks down what is Diddy guilty of and consequences of the Me Too movement. what they've done here in America and all the damage they've caused, and that believe every woman bullshit like chicks don't lie either.
Very weird what happened, but nobody is surprised. You know, I talked about this a few months ago, saying he's going to be the next O.J. Simpson 2.0. Nothing's going to happen to him. That he paid for people and prostitution, you know, but not trafficking, not any of that stuff. And because of that, they say the lawyers on the other end totally royally screwed up. Rob, if you got that clip, this is us from the podcast. I don't know what the timeline was. It was definitely a few months ago.
I can tell you, this was May 15th, so almost 2 full months ago.
Okay, I played a clip.
Purpose of this. What is he being judged for? He's being judged for what? For
racketeering
and trafficking. Well, trafficking is mutual. There's consensual. So the trafficking case could be dismissed. The racketeering on what he's doing, well, there's plenty of documentation there that something can happen. But some of the handling could potentially cause Diddy to become O.J. Simpson 2.0.
Yeah.
And goes free.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I actually think that's
my opinion.
I think that's what's going to happen, What? to be honest with you.
Yeah, I
right
think Diddy's going to be O.J.
You heard my
Pause it
what?
right there. Adam, thoughts?
Diddy right now is doing his best Michael Jackson impersonation and basically moonwalking the hell out of jail. So what do we know about Diddy? He ain't a racketeer. They're not catching him on the RICO Act. He ain't the mafia. He's not conspiring with anybody. He's not guilty of sex trafficking. The only thing he is actually guilty of is being a freaky piece of crap. And in true, whether you want to call it Hollywood, whether you call it the rap game, he's just rock star. He's doing the sex, drug, and rock and roll lifestyle. And he's just doing it crazier than everybody else. Get your baby oil. Get your freak off ready, because Diddy's coming back to a city near you. So they were hoping for what, 20, 40, 60 years? They're like, yeah, we maybe will get him for 6 months now. So apparently he's going to be sentenced in October of 2025. He might, at that point, just get time served and just moonwalk out of jail. Last point, has anybody noticed that the Me Too movement, the Believe All Women, all they're doing is catching L's these days? You know, it started with Johnny Depp. We're like, whoa, Depp, he did all these things, Amber. Yeah, you're innocent. Now Diddy, apparently, what's going on with this? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about what happened with Russell Brand. Seemed to be like sort of fake news. Andrew Tate, I don't know. They're slowly, surely just letting him out of jail. All of a sudden, Candace is interviewing Harvey Weinstein. She believes he's innocent. I don't know. This Me Too movement might have gone too far, and this is sort of the pendulum swinging back the other way.
Yeah, it's about time the pendulum swung the hell back, okay? The Me Too movement had a profound impact on society, man. Though it raised some awareness about sexual harassment and assault and empowering survivors to come forward. How you going to blame somebody for what they did many moons ago like that? That's what was going on. That was the culture at that time. And see, what still gets me, and a lot of people may write in and talk about, well, you shouldn't be rolling. Bump that. Bill Cosby. You went back and got this man from some shit just a million years ago. You know how your memory changes over the course of time? Yeah, the Me Too movement done a lot of damage. Brought down a lot of powerful men in a lot of different industries, which led to their public denouncement and in some cases legal consequences. Some face criminal charges, imprisonment, and a lot of others experience career setbacks and reputational damage. You know who they are. Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey, R. Kelly. I know R. Kelly mad as hell the Diddler done got out. I know R. Kelly got to be mad to the mug that the Diddler got out, and he's still up in there, you understand, eating that green bologna, man. Now, yeah, a lot of consequences with the U2 movement. Y'all act like chicks don't lie, too. And it's just sad how that goes down, you know. But again, backlash, cancel culture derived from it, and the importance of due process. Now, here's Big Boy and Marlon Wayans to spell it out to you. Here's how it went down. Check it out.
He got acquitted for the trafficking. All the big ones, the racketeering, not guilty. Mm-hmm. They only got him for like 2 counts, and that was for So literally, while we're talking right now, he could be walking out. If the judge said, like, literally, we're updating.
We're literally
because he could be walking out right now while we're talking.
Okay, I was like, life, damn.
Yeah, I know he ain't no Rico. He might get a Frico charge, but
The judge is currently deciding right now whether Combs will actually be released today. His defense arguing that since the music mogul was acquitted of the most serious crimes, he should be able to go home.
A little later.
Diddy has just been denied bail after he was found not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering, but convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy's lawyers had asked the judge to release him so he could await sentencing in his Miami mansion, claiming he needs to take care of his 85-year-old mother, Janice. But the judge denied the $1 million bond request, citing Diddy's, quote, years-long pattern of violence. A sentencing date has been set for October 3rd, but Diddy's team is already pushing to expedite it.
Yeah, the diddler should be free, man. I'm going to his welcome home party, be damn. The man should be free. He ain't done nothing. The man ain't done nothing. He a freak. He a perv. That's what he into. Them is his predilections. What are your predilections? What are you into? Man should be able to take care of his mom and get an ankle bracelet. Other folk done been released for less. But the Mann Act, we're going to break that down for you. The Mann Act derived with the great boxer Jack Johnson, 1878 to 1946. Of course, as we know, Jack Johnson was a groundbreaking American boxer and the first African-American to become the world heavyweight champion, a title he held from 1908 to 1915. See, back in the Gap, they hated Jack Johnson because he was knocking them white boys out. You know, they told the world that we was weak, and then, you know, they had to say it laying on their back. But yeah, he had a flamboyant lifestyle, open relationships, and marrying white women. You know, that was at a time of intense racial segregation. Made him a controversial figure. Now, all the hate came down with his victory over James Jeffries in the fight of the century back in 1910. Ignited celebration among blacks and violent backlash from them folk. Okay? That's why they created the Mann Act. They say at one point Jack Johnson had rode through, and the man pulled him over and told him he was giving him a ticket for speeding. I remember this story from years ago. And told him he was pulling him over for speeding. And then he told him it was $100 or whatever back then. And Jack Johnson paid him like $200. And the cop was like, well, what is this for? He said, because I'll probably be speeding when I come back through here. But yeah, the Mann Act was a federal law that prohibited the interstate transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of transportation or debauchery or for any other immoral purpose. You can't get flowed out no more. It's a crime. Okay? It's a crime. Ladies, y'all have to find another way. They say while his aim was to combat human trafficking, particularly white slavery, his broad wording and subsequent judicial interpretations allowed it to be misused. The Mann Act. They can't get you one way, they'll get you another, fam. That's just how it go down. The case of Jack Johnson highlighted how the Mann Act was weaponized to enforce racial and social norms, demonstrating the deep-seated prejudice of the era and the lengths in which authorities would go to undermine a prominent black figure who challenged the racial status quo. The Mann Act has been amended to focus more on sex trafficking and exploitation. But its problematic history, particularly its use against individuals like Jack Johnson, remains a significant part of its legacy. Here again is my man Philip Scott to break it down.
All right. We'll start with PBS here, then we'll go somewhere else with this. So what is the Mann Act? And what to know about the law used to convict Sean Combs? Okay? So Diddy was convicted Wednesday of prostitution-related offenses under the federal Mann Act, an anti-sex trafficking law with a century-old history, though he was acquitted of the most serious charges. Combs is still convicted of flying people around the country, including his girlfriends and male sex workers, to engage in paid sexual encounters. Over the years, the law has been applied to prominent convictions, including R&B superstar R. Kelly, British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, musician Chuck Berry, and more than a century ago, boxer Jack Johnson. They're saying the broad wording and subsequent Supreme Court interpretation once allowed prosecutors to bring cases against interracial couples and eventually many others in consensual relationships, as according to Cornell Law School Legal Information Institute. The law was amended in the 1980s, and today it is primarily used for prosecuting interstate prostitution crimes or people accused of taking underage children across state lines for sexual purposes. So here they want to know about the law. Now, of course, Diddy didn't do anything like that. Now, say in 1910, Congress passed a bill which was named after Republican U.S. Representative James Robert Mann of Illinois, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act of 1910. They said the law was used to secure conviction against Jack Johnson, who became the first black boxer to win the heavyweight title in 1910. Johnson was convicted in 1913 by an all-white jury, and we still got all-white juries today in 2025. How is that happening? For traveling with his white girlfriend. I tell you what, we were discussing that in the barbershop. Oh, we were talking about that in the barbershop. That white woman ain't worth the trouble. I don't know what's wrong with some black men who worked as a sex worker, they say, in violation of the Mann Act. They say, of course, Trump had pardoned him in 2018. In 1986 update, they said it made the law gender neutral and effectively ended the act's role in trying to legislate morality by changing debauchery to immoral purpose. The term immoral purpose is still on some sort of morality. And morality is based off of what people think it is. It's not really, or you're not even measuring it by the Bible. Nevertheless, Combs' legal team made a motion last February to dismiss a Mann Act charge, writing that law has a long and troubling history with a statute with racist origins, which is completely true. The prosecutor said it had nothing racist about pursuing charges under the act. It said most of Combs' accusers, it said, are people of color. All right, so let me go back into that. As we know, we talked about a little earlier that the Mann Act and all of that was officially titled the White Slave Trafficking Act and criminalized transportation of women across state lines for moral purposes on paper, right? But the subtext is racial and moral panic. It says especially over black men being sexually involved with white women.
That's what they were saying about the weed back there in the 30s. That's where Reefer Madness came from. Reefer Madness was an American exploitation film about drug abuse, filmed in 1936, but they thought that smoking weed would lead the blacks to start raping white women. And that's not what it is. They don't want you smoking that good green because, first off, like my homie told you, them folk don't want you sitting around thinking. That's why they keep your ass working. They damn sure don't want you smoking weed and thinking, because then your ass gonna come up with a plan. The creativity of the weed, okay, is what they kept from you. Our greatness is just greatness, and God gave us that good, and that good brings it out of us. But yeah, that's what that is. The Mann Act was meant to keep you darkies in your place. Stay away from the white women. But as you know, that ain't the problem. What's the biggest thing in porn? Interracial. And what is it? It's them brothers handling their business on them folk. But yeah, ain't no more getting flued out, man. That shit illegal now, you understand me? See how y'all mess everything up for yourselves, ladies? See how you mess it up? But yeah, the game done been flipped now. It used to be cool. Fly you out, nigga. Take you to eat some crab legs, you understand me? Take you out, treat you real swell. You understand? And then, we handle our affairs. Used to be back in the day a car service, and then that was Uber. But yeah, Uber you back to the airport. It's like Kobe Bryant said about Shaquille O'Neal. I should have been like Shaq, you understand? Shaq told him, you remember when Kobe got caught up in Colorado, and they said he ran up in the white girl's fart locker, you understand me? And then what pissed me off with Kobe, and I know I'm getting off topic, but what pissed me off with Kobe, though, was he squealed on Shaq, you understand me? He said, I should have just been like Shaq and just sent them away. Yeah, Shaq said you don't pay them honeys to have sex and come in and whatnot. You pay them to go away. All right? But yeah, ain't no more getting flued out, man.
Kind of women. That's all I'm saying. And the same thing I'm telling y'all is what I told them. If y'all think I'm going to let y'all do me the same thing y'all were doing to Diddy, no. I be damned. Y'all not finna play with me like that. Never. See, Diddy got that kind of money that make you want to go off into the goddamn jungle and jump on back of a rhino. I be damn. I don't want that kind of money. I like the kind of money that I'm getting right now. I'm level-headed. I'm minded. I know I want to help people. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of money I want, man. But that shit Diddy got that kind of money that can get a motherfucker murdered. Whole bloodline wiped out. Diddy got that kind of money. See, but the feds, they wanted to. I think it was a smear campaign on the first. Yeah, we know he beat up Cassie. We know that. He even came out and apologized for that. We know he probably flew out a couple of hoes. Hey, man, flying out hoes ain't it no more, fellas. Flying out these hoes ain't it. Bitch, you got to get your own flight.
So basically, getting flued out is illegal. If you live in another state and somebody flies you out to their state, and there may have already been some conversation about having sex with someone, there's any conversation about money being involved, that is illegal. That's crazy.
Hey, fellas, we can't fly women out no more. We can't pay for Ubers. We can't sponsor no bitches. Can't put no money in their pockets. Because that's illegal. The government want these women to fuck for free. You better be fucking for free or we're going to jail. That's basically what the government's saying.
You gonna have to book it your goddamn self. I'm not sending no more phone, never. And I would never know it no way. I'm just speaking in general. I'm not flying not a motherfucking soul out. They say that's sex trafficking. Yeah, that's what they got to deal with. Trafficking prostitutes. Once again, that's whore ass, if you ask me. But the judge is on some hoe ass shit. The big crimes. He was acquitted of. They got him on this little old bullshit prostitution thing right now. They denied my man bail. Let Diddy come home, man. Now I think the judge on some kind of power trip because now he gonna remain in jail till October 3rd, which is bullshit, man. Get a man bail, man. He gotta come home now. He gotta come home, and I want y'all to be honest with y'all self, man. It's been a lot of motherfuckers quiet since Diddy was in jail. Tell me I'm lying. They normally talk about everything else, but when they would come to him about Diddy, they wouldn't say a motherfucking word. They wouldn't stand up for him, or none of that. Why? Because they know. They know they was in no motherfucking cameras. They know. But the minute them people found out that Trump said whatever it is, Trump was going to rid of all the charges. Watch. Now, then they dropped the sex trafficking RICO thing about a week ago. We knew they weren't going to get him on that. If when Trump came out and said that shit, that he was going to back his partner up because that's Trump partner. Trump and Combs like this. Diddy a bad motherfucker. Talking about he beat the feds. The feds never really had nothing on him, man. They want to show the world this guy was a freak. We already knew Diddy was a freak. We knew that. We knew he was into some Santonic type of shit, dressing up, having the Punisher come over and all. We know that. But I wasn't fooled. Yes, I came on here and laughed and joked about it. Of course I did. But at the same time, I knew they didn't have nothing on that brother, man. But yes, I get it. Some people are mad, man. He did this. Yeah, but he been in jail all this time. Y'all can ridicule him. Goddamn, man. Ease up off the man, man. Get a man a second chance, a third chance. We give y'all sorry motherfucking ass second chance each and every motherfucking day. But you hoes don't want to forgive Diddy, though. We're not gonna do that. A lot of you women on here don't want to give Diddy a second chance, but you been out here aborting babies since you were 14. Nasty motherfucker, you.
Yeah, and the most of you Christians, it's time to forgive Diddy, man. Okay, y'all believe everything them white folks say, nigga. Believe this. The man didn't do that. He ain't done nothing illegal. The man a freak. He a pervert. Them is his predilections. What predilections are you hiding? What are predilections? A preference or special liking for something. A bias in favor of something. What are you into? Like your toes rubbed, nigga? You like little mama to rub on your belly? You like to dress up in a baby diaper? Okay, you can't knock the man for what he like.
30 mil. You had 30 mil. You hit the lick. You already got away with the cheese. You got away. You want the man to go to jail. See how the universe, God don't like ugly. I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all. My grandma used to tell me that shit. I used to think she was tripping. Joe Bell, shout out to Joe Bell, man. You feel me? You kept pushing. Nah, the man done beat the whole shit. And that man want his money back. He want his fucking money back. Get that man his cheese back. Straight up. You want to get that man his cheese back. It ain't work. And this the fucked up part about it. You fucked your whole face up. It's over with. Ain't nobody, man. Cassie, man, don't nobody give a fuck. We already know all the tea, so you can't write no book. You can't write no tell-all because we done been told all. And we don't want to hear that shit again. That's what this is right here. So you ain't gonna better write no book and get no money off of it. You gotta give his 30 mil back. And I just seen the video of you at the red light in a $200,000 car hitting that book of sugar. So I don't know. And your husband might leave. Cause you was still cheating and you ain't get the money. Oh, bitch, he might be out of there. He might want a divorce. He want alimony, bitch.
But yeah, they had to use the Mann Act to try to get Diddy mine. Because what they saying now, the short answer is flying women out to sea. You can be a federal crime under the Mann Act if the purpose of the transportation is for prostitution or any other sexual activity for which a person can be charged with a criminal offense. Diddy's conviction? Diddy was convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution under the Mann Act. This means the jury found that he transported individuals across a state line with the intent that they engage in prostitution. This carries a 10-year deal, mine. So, that's what that is. Let us know what you think. Should the diddler be getting off, mine? Should they let him went home? Man, it's a lot of them that done went home for less. Where the man gonna flee to? His mom's is sick. His mom, 80-something years old. Nigga, my mom passed away some years ago. That old woman ain't going nowhere and doing nothing. And that man wanna be there for his mom, mine, so that he can have closures. But yeah, it's time for y'all to forgive and forget. The white folks said he didn't do it, nigga. Then he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come to grips with that. I know how some of you people are. Well, he did that to Cassie, yeah. But you done been in fights and shit too. It's just on the video, which they held the video for 8 years. If you checked out our other show, we told you about that. But yeah, that's all that is. You can't get flued out no more. And then them videos that be killing me be them chicks who get flued out and talking about they ain't gonna kick nothing down. Like this one chick I saw yesterday told a dude he flew her in. She talking about she gonna hang out with her friends. I think they were in New York or something. Yeah. He fly you out to be hanging out with your friends. You know what this is. You knew what it was before you were born. This game been around for millennia. You know the game. Each party knows their game. And I know this ain't part of the Joe Lewis, but I'm going to say it anyway. Women want to talk about older men are taking advantage of younger women. But when I was in high school, you chicks wouldn't date me. You dated the guys who were in college, cats who was working in the steel mills in Gary, Indiana. They were making great money. They had a car. They had clothes. They could take them shopping, this, that, and the third. But now you done aged out of the game, and all of a sudden they taking advantage. The old guy know what it is when he kicking it with the little lemon drop, you understand? He gonna take care of it because it's just a game to him. They both. Fair exchange ain't no crime. They both getting what they looking for. Look at Anna Nicole Smith. Everybody knew what that was when you married that old-ass man. That at the end of the rainbow, you would get a pot of gold. And it destroyed her life. But yeah, that's what that is. The diddler is free. I'm trying to be at the Boogaloo, you understand me? And hope I'll see you there as well. Now, I'm going to be in the one doing the daytime. You know how they have them doing the daytime at a restaurant or somewhere? Real nice facility. Yeah, nigga, by the time the sun go down, I'll be at the house. I can't go to your extracurricular shit, Diddy. But that is what that is. Never average, never mediocre, online, on point, and on the freaking money. Pray until something happens. God always provides. At pushgapradios.com, the power is in the name. Devastating, titillating, definitely invigorating. Not like I'm insinuating that I think we're stimulating. Reason that we get good ratings because we don't be perpetrating. All we got to do is touch a microphone. It's Shaka 401 in the main event. On the bangingest thing on your urban internet radio dial. And think about this. The quickest way to get back on your feet is to miss 2 car payments. pushgapradios.com. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. Thank you for following us on our social media. And remember this, the people who follow us aren't followers. Hey, don't keep us a secret. pushgapradios.com. Dallas, baby. And we're out.
Pray until something happens. God always provides. At pushgapradios.com, the power is in the name.